In the news and in the second video for today, 2 out of 10, there is an article that covers John Steenhuizen, the opposition party in South Africa's leader to the Ukraine. And I've put out tweets around this. Those tweets went viral. And I've read many articles, many ideas around what people think of John Steenhuizen being in Ukraine and what he's doing there. He's the leader of the DA, the opposition, and as you know, I consider all parties in parliament as controlled opposition. That the most of them have funding from people outside South Africa that have an interest in controlling our freedoms. And it's something I oppose vehemently. And even although I was involved in the DA as an activist and as a member for since 2014, I have since left them as an organization because I could see all of these things happening internally firsthand with my own eyes. So Conita Hunter says John Steenhuizen's Ukraine theatrics is no laughing matter, and this is in News 24, and I actually find the comments interesting. So I would like to cover it with you and give you my perspective, because this is something I think we need to all see as extremely serious, especially if you consider the three things that I've been speaking of for the last 2 years that are great threats to the country. The collapse of the Zulu kingdom, in other words, the destruction of the Zulu kingdom and their powers, the collapse of Eskom, and then secession, a battle for secession. But let me continue. The DA needs to stop its theatrics if it wants to be taken seriously, much less serve the 21% of the electorate who voted for it in 2019. And someone famously said on Twitter, when people are suffering in his own backyard where the DA governs, why is he going to the Ukraine? DA leader John Steenhuizen's trip to war in Ukraine may be the butt of jokes and cringeworthy in many respects, but it is indicative of a much bigger problem, a rudderless official opposition, and I have to agree with her there. But besides that point, I believe they are completely pointless. And I believe that we need a new electoral system in the country, a new governance system in the country that can lead to a new judiciary, a new way of actually serving justice. Because the way things are working now, if you continue with more of the same, you will get more of the same. It is tough to resist the temptation of roasting Steenhuizen's fact-finding mission to Ukraine when he posts videos to Twitter where he takes on the form of a pseudo-war correspondent reporting from the front line of the war and destruction. Now, luckily, I don't waste my time looking at things like that. Only people that are besotted with the DA would waste their time doing that. And having been in the DA, understanding the absolute charade that everything is, if you don't understand that this is one big act to create a certain impression that doesn't come from Steenhuizen himself, you need to see him as a puppet in all of this as well. And he will be thrown to the dogs one day, the same way that Helen Zille was in the past, and the same way that Musi Memani and many other people in the DA was. Now Helen Zille is fully back in control, and you can clearly see her actions playing out in front of your eyes. So, standing in front of Russian tanks in Kiev, Steenhuizen describes the war site he encountered during his trip. It is a war for freedom. Ukraine has become the new frontier of freedom in the world, is a backstop against tyranny and imperialism, he is heard saying in that video. The other problem with Steenhuizen and the things that he has said is he said he's on a fact-finding mission. But then he declares things that he has decided before he's even gone there, which tells you that a fact-finding mission it is not. It's a big PR stunt. In the description below this video, I will give you the link to this article so you can go and read the rest of this absolute absurdity. And I'm not going to continue through the rest of the article. The fact that he is there is a farce. And at this stage, all we need to focus on is changing the system that has allowed an organization like this to rise up to where it is now, and the media that allows to give them the press they don't deserve. Thank you very much. For those of you watching this video, please subscribe and click the bell icon so you can get notifications to new videos. Till the next video.